In the year 1561, a queen vanished into thin air. Her name was Isabella of Castenholt. One moment, she was the sovereign of a powerful kingdom. The next, she was gone. No body was ever found. There were no witnesses to her departure. No explanation was ever offered. The only thing left behind was her crown, placed carefully upon her empty throne. Her personal guards, stationed right outside her chambers, claimed they were asleep, hearing nothing, seeing nothing. In the years that followed, it was as if she never existed. Her name was systematically erased from the official records. This is one of Europe's oldest and most chilling unsolved royal mysteries. Before we delve into the shadows of the past, if you believe that forgotten history deserves to be heard, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to our channel. It helps us bring these stories back into the light. Isabella ascended to the throne of Castenholt at the remarkably young age of just 17. From the outset, she was no ordinary monarch. She was celebrated across the continent for her razor-sharp intelligence and her masterful grasp of diplomacy. But she was equally known for something else: her profound silence. Isabella rarely spoke unless absolutely necessary, her words carrying immense weight when she did. This quiet intensity made her an enigmatic figure. Her court, filled with seasoned nobles and ambitious courtiers, genuinely feared her. They couldn't read her, couldn't predict her next move. Her enemies, leaders of rival kingdoms, held a deep and grudging respect for her strategic mind. And her people, the common folk of Castenholt, adored her. They saw her as a wise and just ruler who brought stability and prosperity to their small but mighty kingdom, nestled in the heart of Northern Europe. But beneath the stoic facade of the silent queen, secrets were beginning to fester. Secrets that would ultimately seal her fate and the fate of her kingdom. The night it all ended was October 12, 1561. Queen Isabella hosted a grand banquet in the great hall of Castenholt Castle. Ambassadors, dukes, and barons from across the land were in attendance. Eyewitness accounts from that evening paint a strange and unsettling picture. The queen, typically adorned in the rich colors of her house, wore a simple, unadorned gown of pure black. Throughout the entire feast, surrounded by music, laughter, and political chatter, she did not utter a single word. She sat at the head of the table, a silent, watchful presence. As the clock tower struck midnight, she rose from her chair, gave a single, inscrutable nod to the assembled guests, and walked alone toward her private chambers. That was the last time anyone ever saw her. The next morning, a chilling discovery was made. A chambermaid, entering the throne room to begin her daily duties, found the queen's crown sitting perfectly centered on the seat of the throne. It was cold to the touch, Panic erupted. The queen's royal chambers were unsealed. Her bed was perfectly made, completely untouched. It hadn't been slept in. Her personal guards, elite soldiers sworn to protect her with their lives, were questioned relentlessly. Their story was simple and unbelievable. They had fallen into an unusually deep sleep and heard absolutely nothing. The entire castle was turned upside down. Every room, every secret passage, every dusty cellar was searched from top to bottom. The rivers and moats surrounding the fortress were dragged for days. But there was no sign of Queen Isabella. No body, no note, no clue. It was as if the very stones of Castenholt had swallowed her whole. In the vacuum of her absence, chaos gave way to whispers, and whispers turned into wild theories. The most popular theory, at least initially, was that she had simply fled. Perhaps the pressures of the crown became too much, and the silent queen orchestrated her own disappearance to live a quiet, anonymous life. Others whispered of darker forces at play. Was she abducted by a rival power? A stealthy kidnapping from within a locked fortress seemed impossible, but her enemies were numerous. Some even suggested supernatural intervention, that she was taken by something not of this world. Then there were the radical few who began to propose the most unsettling idea of all, that Queen Isabella of Castenholt never truly existed, that she was a phantom, a collective myth created for some unknown political purpose. For centuries, the mystery remained just that, a collection of whispers and folklore. Then, in 1832, nearly 300 years after her disappearance, a stonemason doing restoration work on the castle walls made a startling discovery. Hidden within a hollowed-out stone behind the old royal library, he found a small, leather-bound diary. Its pages were filled with cryptic, hurried entries. The final entry, dated the very night the Queen vanished, contained just 3 short, terrifying sentences. It read, "She knew. She left." We followed. The ink was faded, the author anonymous. Who was she? Was it Isabella? Who were we? And where did they follow her to? The diary provided a tantalizing clue, but solved nothing. It only deepened the abyss of the mystery, adding a layer of conspiracy and suggesting that her disappearance was not a solitary act, but a coordinated, secret exodus. The loss of its enigmatic leader was a wound from which the kingdom of Castenholt would never recover. Without Queen Isabella's steady hand and strategic mind, the court descended into infighting and paranoia. Alliances she had carefully forged began to crumble. 20 years after she vanished, the kingdom of Castenholt collapsed entirely. Its lands absorbed by its more powerful and opportunistic neighbors, the throne was never claimed again. no one dared sit in the seat of the vanished queen. In a final, desperate attempt to move on, her name was systematically struck from public records and history books, a deliberate act of historical erasure. Yet, her memory was not completely extinguished. In a small village just outside the castle ruins, an old, weathered statue stands in the town square. It depicts a regal woman, but her face is smooth, featureless stone. There is no plaque, no name, no date. Just a silent, anonymous woman, a queen with no face, staring out over the land she once ruled. A permanent monument to an eternal mystery. If this story of a lost queen and a forgotten kingdom intrigued you, please show your support by liking, sharing, and subscribing to our channel. History hides more secrets in its shadows than we could ever imagine. Every Wednesday, we uncover another forgotten piece of the past. Real people, real events, and real unsolved mysteries. Subscribe now and click the notification bell so you don't miss this Friday's story, where we'll explore the chilling tale of the man who saw his own death. Thank you for watching.